Hey, good afternoon. How are you doing today? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Felon2felon. I'm your host, Don Nichols, where we motivate and encourage felons, help them, coach them along their way to maintain better lives and take back their lives and become financially stable and make a heck of a lot of money. You're in the right place if you have a felony. We have all the right proper resources, and we love to help and assist our felons, our local second chance offenders. So stay tuned, sit back and listen. Today we have an action-packed video, and there'll be tips at the end. Today's video is how to maintain a relationship during and after incarceration. Sit back and listen and just soak up all of the information that's provided in this video. That's how these videos are put together for you guys just to sit back and take in the information and listen to the video. Relationships. How to maintain relationships during and after incarceration. Relationships. Maintaining relationships during incarceration. It will be easier to reunite with family and friends after incarceration if you maintain relationships during incarceration. For many, the most difficult part of incarceration is the strain it places on relationships. The inability to be physically present in the lives of those you love gives rise to many conflicting emotions, both for the incarcerated person and their loved ones. While there remains a sense of love, concern, and care, there may also be feelings of resentment, guilt, loss, frustration, anger, and grief that often remain unresolved. Such emotions can also be heightened if you come home doing social distancing. We had COVID, so if you experienced any of that, these emotions are heightened when you come back into the household and there's an illness, a sickness, or there's just turbulence going on in the environment of the household you're coming into. If you love, if you have any emotions at all, you're going to have guilt about making your family suffer the pains that you're going through because you're not suffering alone. They suffer with you, with us, while we are in there. This is food for thought. Healthy relationships are often honest and possess depth and dimensions. Strive to maintain regular, open lines of communication through letters and phone calls when possible. Those who have managed to stay a presence in the lives of those they love will find that reuniting with them after release is much smoother. The complexities of being in prison can straddle any relationship, you guys. That's why understanding communication is key. Understanding and communication is key, you guys. In reality, no one wants to be a burden. No one. However, everybody needs someone. This is true. Even people on the outside, they need us far as emotional support to sit and listen. That's why you have guys that find love over the phone connections in jail because they're willing to listen when no one on the outside is willing to take the time when they're living their busy lives. So just being open to listen to your loved ones while you're in your situation can really extend the relationship. The pressure of maintaining a healthy relationship is hard for two people in the free world. When I was doing time, I had to understand the sacrifice. I needed to make a and to maintain a healthy relationship with the people that mattered the most to me. I had to remember that it was what it was like to be free, and I had to educate my family and friends on what it was like to be incarcerated. A lot of times people get discouraged. You know what I mean? When family don't take their phone calls, and this happens so often. They don't get a response and they get discouraged. This can happen. They think, to hell with it. They don't want to hear from me. Even if they don't respond, you still have to cultivate those relationships. A lot of times people are super busy out here in the free world. It's not that they don't want to talk to us. Keep cultivating those relationships because they are what's going to help us when we get out. We have to stick with it and not feel as though people are pushing us aside and they don't love us anymore and let our put our take our pride out the picture thinking that people have moved on and our homeboys aren't our homeboys. It just could be that they're busy. It's hard, but you have to make your kids understand that you don't want to be away from them. You love them and you're going to do everything you can to make sure you're in their lives. And I'm going to make another video for kids because it's very sensitive subject. Some relationships may end completely, and all relationships involve a lot of uncomfortable struggle during incarceration. However, it's possible to maintain healthy, loving relationships over the course of incarceration, even though many ways of connecting with loved ones are severed, or at least in part, it is possible. Some find the strain of maintaining relationships while incarcerated so difficult that they opt to distance themselves as a form of self preservation. Be aware that this distance can be extremely hard to overcome upon release. Be aware of that. You spend so many years in there and so much time keeping people at arm's distance, you never let anybody get close. But when you come home, you've gotten so used to keeping people at a distance that you just continue to do that. It's hard to make new friends. You don't want to worry your family with those issues, with so much issues and burden. You get on the phone and you grind your teeth regardless of what you're feeling. You're going to tell them that everything is going to be okay. You get in this type of habit of keeping things bottled up, and you're dealing with some degree of loneliness and emptiness because you're not sharing it with your family. And this is okay, but we have to think about this and we have to be honest with our feelings because we are human beings. Even though we are men and we're trying to take the high ground for something that we may have did, we still have to be open to our emotions and let others in. Explore other ways to maintain relationships while it's painful. It's painful to not be physically present in your loved one's lives. This is so devastating, but this is the reality. There are other ways to be present. Talk, listen, and provide emotional and mental support when and however we can. Writing letters, just staying engaged, being just very present and active on phone calls and tentative to whatever we hear in their voice and just be listening. Just listen. People love to talk and they love to be heard. Try to find ways to make it easier for them to accept you being gone, because if you just sit and tell them of how horrible it is for you to bark at them every time they come to visit you, and you yell at them and in letters or on the phone, then they're going to get frustrated with dad or with you and say, well, hey, you're not even here, so what can you do? So try to stay positive and just stay knowing that you can get through this, and there's a way to make it through this. And that's what this blog is all about, helping you get in the mindset of where you should be in the maintaining relationship during incarceration stage. The family For family members of incarcerated individuals, they can also do a lot to maintain relationships. They can help their incarcerated loved ones feel a part of their lives. Sometimes sharing the ordinary, everyday things can help them feel connected. So that speaks to people that's on the outside, and we love to get letters that we can feel as though we're connected and help our loved ones, our girlfriend out with a problem or situation that they have in their day-to-day life. We love those letters. So just encourage and let them know that those are the type of letters that you like, you love. And when you get out, you can talk, you can have a say in some of the issues that they were having, and you could have already been worked them out in your mind, and just come openly to the table. I send him a letter, a little bit of money, enough to get phone calls going, and pictures and stuff, and try to set up options for him so he knows he doesn't have to go back to the same stuff. Just let him know that there's help, there's better things in life. I try to talk to him about the good stuff, about working and going to church. Hallelujah. When we're playing games with his little sister and stuff like that. So these are quotes that I'm reading from a family member's loved one that was on the outside. She's just telling how she supports her loved one that's incarcerated. Now we move on. Preparing for reunification. Now we're looking at the aspect of you're going to coming out of prison and you're preparing for reunification. You might be scared, worried, or excited about reuniting physically with families and friends. You can prepare yourself for this transition by reflecting on your relationship and being honest with yourself about who is likely to be a positive, supportive influence in your life. You and your loved ones should set realistic expectations and negotiate how to maintain safe, healthy, and, if necessary, distant relationships. It is hard to be left at home and hard to come home, even if someone has only been away for a few months. The effect of incarceration can be profound for loved ones. Having the person come home can take some getting used to as well. This difficulty does not mean a failure in the relationship. You might begin to by letting your loved ones know what you are hoping for and what you will need from them during your reentry. This could include both emotional and financial support. Never be afraid to ask for patience. You should always listen to the needs and concerns of your loved ones, while issues will likely come up after release. It's just inevitable. That will need to be faced. Reuniting with loved ones will be easier if you can communicate your desires and expectations ahead of time and learn to negotiate and to compromise. Negotiating and compromising, letting people know your expectations, your movement, so they don't think you're going back to your old habits. They don't think that you haven't changed, and they're not, they're going to be a little bit weary because of the old you, and you have to settle them and ease them about the new you. You have to be willing to give a little bit because of they don't know that you've changed. They don't know that we've made this that we've turned our life around. So just be mindful of that, that people will be watching us as upon release to see if we really changed or not, to see if the things that we were saying on the phone are true or not, to see what we're going to do. The key thing is honesty. If you come out being honest with yourself and with your loved ones, you can't go wrong because you're not feeding them a fairy tale. You're giving them you. Amen. Keep in mind that you are entering somebody else's space, and this one is so important, so important. Keep in mind that we're entering someone else's space. You must be mindful of the relationships around you. If you're going on house arrest, if you'll be on GPS, home confinement, and you can't really move away or get your own apartment right now, please be mindful that you are entering someone else's space. Your mom, your girlfriend, your sister, brother, friend, grandma, be mindful that you don't run it. It's not your house. This is their safe space, and that this is their home. They might have kids. They might have situations going on with the landlord. They might have health problems. Just be mindful. People who return after a long incarceration often face a unique challenge. They must relearn themselves, their loved ones, and the world around them. Those who had young children may come home to find them teenagers or even grown with their children of their own. There may be conflicting ideas of what the relationship should be. Don't come in like you're they're supposed to know you or even expect you a little bit, respect you a little bit because you've been gone. You got to gain that respect and that trust back when you've been gone so long. That is so true. We have to gain that trust and that respect when we've been gone so long, recognizing that we haven't been part of that house for years. So I can't come in and put down my dominance. Something we're used to doing when we're in the cell. We're used to carving up space and making it our own. Take time to acknowledge the ways in which you have changed. Recognize that just as you have grown over the years, your loved ones have as well. Allow this growth. Be open to the person before you and who they are. First, you got to get yourself together mentally, because you might think you know them because they're part of you, but you really don't know them and what they've been through. You know what they tell you. Same thing with you. Never expect anyone to involve evolve at your pace. When you are dealing with people you haven't lived with in a while, you have to be analytical. You have to examine the structure of your own character and the character of those you live with. Once you are fully in tune with the compound presence of your household, you should become as flexible as a bamboo stick, but it won't be easy. Get get an evolution, an aspect, some help from those who can help you with your transition. Oftentimes, when people are anticipating going home, they have ideals and expectations on how their reunification with family and friends will be. There's a dream and there's the reality. It's good to have these great expectations, but don't set yourself up for disappointment. If people don't live up to the expectations you have of them, people have lived experiences that might color the way they interact. So just understand, if you're not embraced the way that you want to be embraced, it might not be pertaining to you. It might not have anything to do with you at all. They might love you and they might really just need you because of something on the back end that they're going through and that they're dealing with. So don't take it personal, which we, even as men, have the tendency to do. I thank you for making it this far in the video. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button. I really appreciate this. This is where I'm going to give you guys a tip, some tips and some tricks um, on to further you guys along your journey of um, coming home and being a second chance citizen of the community. Take care of yourself and everything else will fall in place. You can't stress out over everything that you have no control over. Don't give up hope. There's always hope, and love overcomes a lot of stuff. Embrace healthy thoughts. Keep things in perspective. You can't always control what happens to you, but you do have control of how you respond to the things that happen. Put away negative thoughts, focus on having more balanced and realistic thoughts. Accept change, you guys. Change is a part of life, you guys. Some change might get in the way of your goals. It is okay to accept some things. Focus on the things that you can change and control. Hopeful. Stay hopeful. No one feels positive all the time. Let yourself feel upset and disappointed for a little bit. Then focus on what gives you hope. What helps you feel positive? What do you want to, and how can you make that happen? What do you want and how can you make it happen? Focus on that. Learn from your past. Please, please, please learn from your past. Look back. What has helped you in the past during hard times? Remind yourself of how you found strength before. What have you learned about yourself from your past? Please, please heighten to that. Find healthy ways to deal with difficult emotions. We're wrapping it up. You may feel grief, anger, and depression because of what you have gone through. These feelings are natural, you guys. Be aware of your good and bad feelings and accept them. They're natural. Find ways to express them in healthy ways. Healthy ways. We all have it. Everyone has their own way of expressing it. It's okay to get professional help. Counseling can help you learn to be emotionally well. Counseling can help us. Counseling doesn't always have to be going to pay for a session or going to use your insurance. Counseling can also be talking to a girlfriend, a loved one, someone who won't judge you, a priest, a pastor of your church, a church member, someone who won't judge you and who will let you open up and let you vent. So I always like to use my girlfriend or my one of my lady friends as counseling, because a lot of times, ladies, we as men have a certain perspective on the world, and we pretty much know our perspective. So we pretty much are like boxed in because we've been men all our lives, and we kind of see things on that side. So talking to a female for me lets me get a perspective of the world that I necessarily have never had. So that's why I like to talk to young women, or women. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for making it this far in the video. I know you see my man LeBron, and you're probably wondering what's going on with LeBron James in the background, Don from Felon to Felon. Well, that's just my encouragement, man. I look up to him. He's a role model to me. I bought this action figure about a year ago, so I just wanted to grab it off of my desk and include it in my background. He's just like kind of like my support right now. So I encourage you guys to find you a role model. Find you someone who gives you support, the support that you need and that you look up to and respect. Again, thank you for making it this far in the video. Please hit the like button. Please hit subscribe and ring the notification bell when we make videos like this. They're pertaining to felons. They're made for felons. They're made to be just put on, listen to them. My videos are educational videos made for your educational purposes, just made for you to listen to and to consume the content. All of this content is very professional, professors, and very professionally put together, and that's why I'm bringing it to the channel. Otherwise, I would not. Please look in the link below, the description below, for any extra materials, bonuses, or links that I might have provided, any resources that I leave those down below. Hit the like button. I have another video. I have a video series, 10 steps to job search success. You might want to go check that out. I'll leave one of the links down below. Other than that, I think this was a great video. I thank you guys. I encourage you guys. I know that you guys will lead to success and be successful as I was. I have plenty of videos suggesting what are the top jobs for felons. Go seek those videos too. Go check out my channel. My channel is all about supporting felons, trying to get you guys the best information so that you guys can make money, because it takes money to be a provider. And I focus on making felons providers, setting you back up so that you are able to be a provider to care for your household. That is my main goal of the channel, to see felons become providers, and it takes money to be a provider. So go check out those videos. Again, hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, God bless you. My name is Don from Felon to Felon, CEO, Felon Inc., CEO, Felon Network and Group organization, dedicated and catered, ran by and supported by felons. I'm going to end the video here. Holla at my boy LeBron. Peace, blessings. I'll see you guys on the next one. It's all love. Peace.